Welcome back to Scale Out a Guy's Workbench. Today I don't know what I'm working on. I have so many kits to choose from, I just could not make up my mind. And so maybe I'm not going to build anything today, I'm just going to sit here and talk. Or, I don't know, maybe I will build something. Honestly, I have about 300 kits to build, and the first 3 I pulled down off the shelf and looked at. I decided that there was just something about them that just didn't click, and I didn't feel like pulling something down and not having my heart behind building it. So the choice was, do I build something new? Do I build something old? I just couldn't make up my mind. So I almost just decided not to build anything. But I finally decided on something new. I decided on the 66 Wildcat from A&T. And upon first look at the kit, first thing I pulled out of the box, of course, the body and chassis and everything's always on top. And I pulled it out and I was quite impressed. I was looking at it and I'm like, holy smokes. There's only just a little bit of a panel line up here in that little valley on each side. Very little to no anything on it. Crisp, clean, nice looking. Now, it came just like this out of the little plastic bag with the interior tub in it and the chassis on it. And I got to noticing that it looked like it was it used to be a screw bottom car. I went looking for screws. There was none in the kit. But there was also something else I noticed. And this kind of took me back to the 69 Torino build. As you can see, let me come up here closer to the camera. The pins line up back here in these holes. But when you rotate it around, you notice that I didn't let the chassis move at all. The front pins, well, they missed the mark. And they missed the mark by a good bit. So what I'm going to do is, they got these little nubs down in here. I'm going to sand those down. I'm going to sand it down till I get this chassis down in there the way it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be much, it's just a little bit. And then I'm just going to glue and clamp this in place and call it a day. As you can see, it appears that the axle hubs, or the holes, axle holes, words. Anyway, axle holes line up pretty well in the wheel wells. So that shouldn't be an issue. Oops, I got my assistant's hair, my kitty cat assistant's hair on the car. There are no noticeable, it's just a single hole. There's no way to adjust it. Let's see how that goes together. I know the kit has 2 metal axles, but I'm wondering if that can be adjusted at all. Like maybe drill out a hole a little lower so the back end sits up a little higher, or a little higher here so the front end sits a little lower. We'll have to take a look at that. But here's the body, and we'll set that aside for right now. In the first parts bag came with your wheel backs, and I like these wheel backs because they're serrated and they almost look like, from the back side, they almost look like drum brakes, the old school drum brakes. Now these here, I'm assuming, I don't know, we'll have to look at the directions. I'm assuming these are like maybe some kind of axle pins. Don't know. Have to take a look. And if that's a steering wheel, that's kind of a weird steering wheel. Is it incomplete? Or is it supposed to be 3 little prongs like that? I don't know. I don't know. This is 1 and 2 of 3 different hoods that comes with this kit. Of course, you can build this 3 different ways. Oh, and your stock and custom seats. Didn't notice a bench seat for this car for the front. That's kind of weird, but that's alright. Have to build it with what you got, I guess. Here's your dash and stock steering wheel. The detail on the dash isn't really, well, it's not really that great, but that's alright. Your front fascia, which was loose in the bag. You have 2 different style front grills. Or is that a rear? That might be the rear. I didn't take a look at that. Yeah, that might be the rear. This is that custom front, I guess. I don't know. I have to take a look at that. We'll find out as we go. Here's the third hood. It's kind of serrated like at this front edge here, like it's supposed to be vented. Your firewall and your front fascia. These parts are kind of dirty. Have to clean them up before I do any painting. I've had the last couple of cars I've had on the channel, I've had some paint issues with, and I don't want to repeat. I'm just done with that for a while. Here's your engine block halves, and well, most of your engine parts right there. Stock. I believe that might be stock manifolds. As usual, I don't take the glass. You guys know this. I don't take the glass or anything out of the plastic packaging until I'm ready for it. Keeps it from getting scratched and, you know, broken or anything like that. So that's 1-piece glass. It looks like it has some headlights for the custom grill there in the center. And you have a couple different styles of taillights there. At least 3. Stock, custom, and whatever. Your 2 metal axles. Pad printed white wall tires. That's nice. At least they got them correct in this kit, as opposed to the Galaxy 500. Here's your chrome tree. There's 2 different chrome trees here. Your custom grills and stock grills, stock rear bumpers. Gives you a couple choices there. And you got some chrome, I guess those would be called shorty headers there. I'm not sure what these are. They're side pipes. They show them right there on the front of the box. And you have 3 different style wheels. You have some like spider mags, your stock rally wheels, and these kind of peculiar looking, I don't even know what you'd call those, deep dish, I don't know, not deep dish, just weird. They're a solid wheel though, there's no holes or anything in them, and they kind of look weird as you move them around in the light. If you highlighted those with some panel line, Tamiya panel line, it might bring out something in there. I don't know. Okay. And the decal sheet. Now you got a ton of different decals. So they give you plenty of choices. I don't see any gauges on there, but they do give you several different license plates and a lot of different racing kind of decals. So that's kind of nice. Gives you some choice there to what you want to do with that. Last but not least, as I always say, oh, you can hear the paper rattling. It's the decal sheet. Yay, the decal sheet. Boy, this thing is just all kinds of confusing. So, let's flip this around. All right. Finally got it going the right direction. So you have your choice of the Hilborn fuel injection system, a dual quad system. I don't see a choice for a stock. So maybe this was just a dual 4-barrel option. I see that weird steering wheel now. I don't remember seeing the ring though. Might be in the chrome tree. I just didn't see it. We'll have to look for that. Okay. So let's see how this goes together. Let me get some of the... oh, I didn't say much about it, but there's like, for an AMT kit, everything looks pretty straight. And the only flash that I saw on the entire box of parts were on the trees. And that's great. I just hate cleaning that stuff up. It's so time consuming. But everything in this kit is just dirty. You see it on the seat there, on the hoods, on the body a little bit. So all of this stuff needs to be scrubbed before any paint goes down on it. And I think I've got everything there. Okay. Well, let's get everything prepped. And we'll get over to the paint booth here in just a little bit and get some primer laid down. And then I can start detailing everything. So let's go to it. It's bare metal foil time. Alright fellas, all of the bare metal foil is done. As you can see, well, I'm kind of blocking it a little bit. I want you to wait and see how it looks on the turntable. We got just a little bit more to do. Have to put the windows in, front and rear bumpers, and do the final assembly. Let me get that done, and I'll see you at the final. Welcome back to the final on the 1966 Buick Wildcat by AMT. This was a really super fun build. I did do a little bit of kit bashing, if you will. Not really a whole bunch, but the Krager Super Sport Mag wheels are from a different kit, and I put a little bit fatter tire on it. You'll see that in the stills. This paint color is called Blue Flash. It's by Folk Art. It's a craft paint, obviously. I went with a black on black interior with silver trim. All the bare metal foil that you see there was done, and I think it turned out very, very well. This car went together with no issues whatsoever, with one minor exception. When I went to put the front bumpers on, you notice there's a little gap there, and that was the straightest I could get that bumper to line up. If I tried to push it up a little bit, it would pop out in the front and wouldn't meet flush with the fenders in the front. So that's the best I could do on the bumper, but that was the absolute only exception on this entire build. And even that is relatively minor. I don't really have anything to complain about. Love the color. It really, really pops. I really love this blue flash. I've used it on one other car and just absolutely fell in love with it. So here it is again. I hope you guys enjoyed this build as much as I did. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those in the section below, and I'll reply to those as quickly as possible. Thanks again for watching Scale Auto Guy's Workbench, and I'll see you on the next build.